Hey guys, welcome back to Foodledoo, and today we're making chicken Kajuwala, which is chicken with a cashew nut gravy, and there's a small twist to it. So for the ingredients, we'll need chicken 1200 grams, feel free to use boneless or with bone, 3 to 4 green chilies, a couple of cashew nuts, 1 big block of butter, 1 big tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, and some cooking oil. Along with that, we'll be needing salt to taste, 3 big onions which are finely sliced, as finely as you can, 2 small teaspoons of sugar, 3 big tablespoons of yogurt, and some coriander for garnish. So to begin with, we'll take a couple of green chilies. We've taken 4 in a blender, and about 2 big handful of cashew nuts. We're now going to blend and make the cashew paste that will be required for the gravy. And just so it's a little easier to blend, we'll add a little bit of water. We will add more water once it's slightly more blended. So let's give it the first mix, and we can see that it's crushed a little bit. Now we'll just add in a little bit more water and blend this mixture again until we get a smooth consistency to the paste. So once it's blended, this is what it should look like. That's how smooth it needs to be. And once it's done, we'll just keep this aside and get started with the rest of the dish. So in a pan, we're going to take a little bit of cooking oil and allow this to heat up. And along with that, we add 1 big block of butter and allow that to melt as well. Once it's slightly melted, we'll add in our sliced onions. We've used 3 big onions for about 1.5 kilos of chicken, and we've just finely sliced them, as finely as we can, and we'll mix it up with the butter. We don't need to brown our onions completely, but we do need to make it slightly golden brown. And we'll just stir this onions until we get that exact color that we're looking for. In order to not burn the onions, let's keep the heat on to medium, as high heat can quickly catch the onions and burn them. In order to speeden up the process, we'll add in 2 small teaspoons of sugar. This will help us to caramelize the onions quicker and not burn the onions at the same time. As you can see, it's already changing color, and we've reached the desired color that we needed. So once our onions look about slightly brown is when we add in our chicken pieces. We've used drumsticks for this dish, but feel free to use any kind of piece that you prefer, or even if you prefer boneless, it's completely alright. We've used 1200 grams of chicken drumsticks. Continue stirring this into the onions, and at this point we're slow cooking the chicken, so make sure to keep your heat on medium. Once the chicken has been cooking for a bit, we can see that the color would change from pink to white. That's when we add in our big tablespoon of ginger garlic paste and cook it with the onions. We need to cook the paste until it changes the color of the dish slightly and the raw smell is gone. Once we've been stirring and cooking the dish for a bit, we'll add in some salt to taste. Now remember, I told you there's there's a surprise to the dish. It's that we do not use any other kind of spice or masala in this particular dish, as you must have already realized from the ingredients list. But that's the whole beauty of this dish. So we'll add in our salt and we'll stir this, and once we've mixed it completely into the chicken, we're going to add in the cashew paste that we had prepared earlier. So we add in all the cashew paste and give it all a stir into the chicken. Now, as you can see, it seems to be slightly difficult because the paste is so thick and it's not easy to coat it entirely onto the chicken. So we're going to add a little bit of water into this dish. What we've done is we've just added water into the blender that we made the paste in, so that we can get whatever remaining paste that is on the blender as well. So we've added approximately 1 glass of water into this whole dish. And we'll give it all a mix. Isn't it strange that we're cooking chicken with no spice at all? I mean, when I heard it for the first time, when my mom told me, I was just very unsure about the dish, and I was like, oh my god, how are you going to make it, tasty? And she said, just wait and see. So because the dish is a little bit on the sweeter side because of the cashew and the sugar that we use for caramelizing, we're adding in yogurt to add that tangy zest to the chicken. We've added big 3 tablespoons of yogurt, and that's what is going to get us the flavor for this dish. This is the last ingredient that we're adding in, so make sure to mix properly. And once we are done mixing, we need to cook the chicken on low heat for about 8 to 10 minutes, or maybe slightly more depending on how much time you usually take to cook the chicken. Remember to not cover the dish, as that would make the chicken leave out extra water, which we do not want. But if you feel that it's taking longer for your chicken to cook, so feel free to cover and cook it as well. So once the chicken has been cooking for 8 to 10 minutes and it's got that good boil, this is what it should look like with the oil separating from the gravy. And once this is done, we garnish with our coriander and your dish is good to go. Yay!